Krispy Kreme reporting earnings before the bell this morning, beating on both the top and bottom lines. The company also reiterating its full year guidance. Yet shares trading slightly lower, off just about 0.1%. We want to break it all down with Krispy Kreme CEO Mike Tattersfield. We also have Brooke DiPalma joining the conversation. Mike, it's great to see you here. So strong quarter here from Krispy Kreme. You beat what the street was looking for. What's driving the momentum that you're seeing in your business?
Yeah, I appreciate having back on. So good afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. I think the main driver is what's been consistent since we transformed the company. It's really those 400 producing donut shops as we really expand, getting fresh donut distribution into what we call points of access. So the grocery trade, the convenience shop trade, starting in the club trade as well. And we do that in 31 countries. We just opened up the 32nd in Chile. So it's just you combine that, and then you can bring the premiumization of the donuts, and you bring that category where our biggest opportunity is, which is access. Get it to where customers are.
And you did raise prices here in the U.S. as well as in the UK. Are you seeing any resistance there, or are customers trading down?
So we're a low frequency business. People come and shop at us about 3 times a year. It's primarily a dozens business. A lot of our customers use us for gifting, and all the dozens, about 80% are shared. So on average, it's still about a little over $1 a donut per dozen, right? So that opportunity is there. And when we premiumize and bring in whether a Biscoff cookie that we brought in January, or you have a Hershey's partnership, which we did across the globe, we really see a low elasticity on price. We have pricing power, but we're really thoughtful about it. We want to always remain a sweet, indulgent treat that's affordable.
Mike, are you seeing those pricing pressures, though, ease at all on the back end of things, the pricing that you guys have going into your goods?
So in terms of, the commodities or inflation, it's still mid double digits. We're hedged this year. We're starting to see some of that starting to slow down on the back end of the year. Sugar's still up pretty high, probably at some of its historical highs lately. So there's a challenge there, but the wheat and our other ingredients also are palm oil. So those are starting to come down slightly. So on average, those 3 make up 10% of our retail sales, so we can manage it. But again, we continue to look at how we get access to the customer. That's the thing that they don't get Krispy Kreme. It's tough for them to get it. So when you start to get to 12,000 locations over that in 32 countries, and you do it fresh every day, for a lot of them, that's the first time they get access to Krispy Kreme.
And one way you're looking to bring Krispy Kreme donuts to customers is with your partnership, or rather a test with McDonald's. What goals are you looking to meet in order to say, hey, this test is successful and we're going to roll it out nationally and globally?
Yeah, so when we started this, going fresh, right, we were looking at what are the right channels we should be looking at. Clearly, the grocer and the convenience opportunity was there, and that's where we really started to push the business towards. We've been looking at club, the drug store business as well, and most recently in the QSR. And what it has to do is actually work with what our Delivered Fresh Daily program does as a channel, right? So it's got to work with the other channels so you can actually make the donuts fresh and then have a route system you can drop them off. And so when we tested with McDonald's in the latter part of last year in a 9-store test, we could see that the rigor and the drop and the quality matched. And then we moved on to the markets of Louisville and Lexington, which we've been in for 6 weeks. I was just also recently in the market. And it's really about seeing that, as a merchant, are you getting the right pack size? Is the freshness there? Are we delivering on time? What are the KPIs? And going through a pretty rigorous process, because channels and customers are going to have different, those customers are going to have different need states. Someone that's coming through in a drive-through that's looking for a coffee is probably going to do an individual serve. We really focus on dozens. So it's how do we make sure that works? And really getting the rigor of that tested gives us a lot of confidence that we can do it in the QSR industry. We are just doing this right now with McDonald's and both of us are learning. So we'll see where it goes. But we're pretty pleased with where we are right now.
And Mike, this morning you called it a donut logistics company. A lot of people thought that was pretty interesting. But I mean, your donuts are now in Walmart, you're in Publix, you're testing at Target and Albertsons, all fresh delivery daily. And so essentially when you look at that model, how do you make sure that you're ultimately making a profit at the end of the day?
So again, we look from this hub and spoke system, right? So our producing donut shops, right? They can go through they'll produce it at the shop. It can then be shipped through, one channel could be the grocery channel. Then the route could also drop off at convenience. So we look at the profitability of the route. The donut maker that morning does not know where the donut's going. It could also be going through delivery and e-commerce. So when you look across it, that's how you can see the profitability of the business. If you look at where the margins have improved, particularly in the U.S. in the last quarter, a lot of that is because, again, the efficiency is you get the omni-channel approach. So that's how the business works. We've also seen in markets that, the U.S. started primarily as a donut shop business. So when we started to transform some of those shops to include the route system, their profitability improved dramatically, right? Because then you start to get the efficiency of what that producing shop can do.
Mike Tattersfield, thanks so much for joining us here at Yahoo Finance, CEO of Krispy Kreme. We hope you come back.
Pleasure.
Join us soon.
Thank you to all the Krispy Kremers out there. Tell Brian I said hello. All right.
We will. Of course we will. You got to bring donuts next time. Join us in the studio.
He always wants me to talk about donuts. So we got a great, little mini Happy Mother's Day bouquet. Right.
Ooh.
So there we go.
I've got to tell my husband about that one. All right, Mike, thanks so much for joining us.